Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I get asked a lot and sent emails about what is the difference between Lightroom Classic and Lightroom. And to be honest, there's not much of a difference anymore. There's been several updates that make Lightroom a great option for your editing and usability. Let's talk more. I've been a diehard user of Lightroom Classic. I looked back and took a course in Lightroom back in 2015 and ever since have used it. So I use it for my catalog system. You can see for this catalog, I have over 100,000 images in it. I actually have an older catalog as well. I also use the collection feature. So I keep my images really organized through the catalog system. But I also have an external drive where I export all my images to, and I have that organized as well. So my workflow has a lot of steps in it. And if you also use Lightroom Classic, I'm sure your workflow has many steps as well. So typically, I of course import my images, then I have to cull the images. Then once I edit, I put them in collections, I export them to my hard drive where I add them to other folders. And it's quite cumbersome. Now, back a few years ago, Lightroom added the Lightroom Creative Cloud version of Lightroom. And this version required you to have your images in the cloud and you had to pay for that cloud service. And at the time, Lightroom the develop part, the editing was not as robust. So it did not match Lightroom Classic. So while I would use it sometimes when I was remote, the mobile part of the app, I still stuck with Lightroom Classic. I even teach a full course on using Lightroom Classic to use the catalog as well as developing my images. So I am a master at using this program. But over the years, Lightroom has now gotten rid of the CC, so it is just called Lightroom. It is the cloud version, but the editing portion is absolutely identical now to Lightroom Classic. So that difference is no longer an issue. The display's a little bit different, the navigation tools, but otherwise it's very solid. Now, the other negative of Lightroom, the standalone Lightroom, was that you had to keep your images in the cloud and you had to go to the cloud to get your images. But they have resolved that. There is now this local folder where you can actually access your hard drive. And from there, you can browse and pull up your images. So what does that mean? That means that we can have a much simpler workflow and we really don't need to use Lightroom Classic. Now, for some of you, you may be going, oh, there's no way. So what I want to do is I am going to offer a webinar where I'm going to walk you through my reasons for switching my workflow in 2024. Yes, I am going to move to using just the Lightroom program. The editing tools are the same, but my workflow is going to be almost cut in half because I can now use the local folder where I can access and organize all of my images on my external drive, and I don't have to fool with the Lightroom Classic catalog. Now I'm going to start this fresh for 2024, so I will still have my old catalog available if I need it, but I've been playing around with this and I don't even think that I will need it. So join me in January for the webinar. Well, I'm going to walk you through why I'm doing it, and I'm also going to walk you through how this local folder works. I'm going to give you a real life example. So I would encourage you to join me. There's limited seats, and think about how this could impact and reduce some of the redundancy in your editing workflow process. So the link to register is in the description of this video. I hope you'll join me in January, and I'm sure I'll be doing some more videos about this process throughout the winter months. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.